Okay.
And then you should be live.
So I'm now live?
Yes, you are.
Fantastic. Hello out there in Internet land. I am Rodney Thompson, Senior Designer on Dungeons & Dragons, and welcome to this week's D&D live stream. We have been struck by the plague here at Wizards of the Coast and are down 2 players who are unfortunately out today. So my 3 remaining players will be holding down the fort. For those of you who didn't watch the last live stream, or the one 2 weeks ago I should say, we are playing through the Tyranny of Dragons campaign. We're actually playing through the Rise of Tiamat portion. We've skipped ahead to the Sea of Moving Ice episode, and I'm going to go around the table, let each of my each of my surviving players actually introduce themselves. So go ahead and tell us what you do here at Wizards, and then also refresh everyone as to who your character is. So.
My name's Tom Olson. I work on the digital D&D side of things. My character is a Tiefling Warlock named Myketh, who goes by the name Longing.
Right, I'm Liz Leo, and I'm a graphic designer in Magic R&D. And my character is Nell Peregrine, who is a stealthy halfling ranger. Talk about stealth. Ooh.
I'm Chris Dupuy. I'm one of the game designers over on Dungeons & Dragons, and I'm playing Gimbo Grub, a paladin rockman.
Alrighty. Paladin rockman, got it. Okay.
So we've got healing.
Yes.
We got a little bit of healing.
I think I took that spell.
Yeah.
So last time when we played, you guys had been in the City of Splendors, that is Waterdeep, when a disturbance sort of shook you all out of your normal routine. It was, as it turned out to be, the blowing of the Drakhorn, a artifact that only dragons can hear, but apparently it has resurfaced and is being used to draw the attention of dragons across the Sword Coast. You were tasked with traveling north to the Sea of Moving Ice in search of a tiefling wizard named Myketh the Crimson. Also,
No relation.
Not Myketh, just Myketh. So very similar. It's all in how you pronounce it. But
No relation until next week.
That's right. So you guys had traveled north aboard a longship and arrived at this massive glacier with a flat plateau on the top. And eventually you found out from the natives here that this is called Oyavigaton, a big, it's a big, massive glacier. On top of the plateau is where the natives of this region live. It's actually a group of a group called the Ice Hunters, and they live up here on the plateau. When you guys arrived, you searched the lower level of the outskirts of the glacier, and eventually found a path upward where you encountered the Ice Hunters. Unfortunately, they're not too happy to see you, and in fact were quite, at least verbally hostile to you, but you managed to talk them into at least participating in a bit of a contest to see whether or not you'd be allowed to stay on Oyavigaton. That contest did not go very well for you guys. Despite the best efforts of the party's monks, despite efforts of the party's monk, you guys watched the 2 of them struggle, but unfortunately the monk was defeated, and as agreed, you were forced to leave the plateau. That did not deter you, however, because our sneaky Nell had gone under cover of magical spells to scope out the village that the Ice Hunters come from, and had discovered that in one of the huts there is actually a secret passage leading down into the glacier. So you descended off the plateau and then returned under cover of night and snuck your way up. Once again, Nell used her Pass Without Trace spell to cover you guys in a veil of magic, and you managed to make your way as a group to this entrance into the glacier. Also, another piece of information that you learned as a part of this process was that this glacier, Oyavigaton, is actually also the home of Arathator, a vicious white dragon who has dominion over the region. So, you descended down into the glacier and had managed to explore a small amount of the interior of the glacier. So far, you went down a tight spiral staircase all the way down several stories until you reached an opening where you found an ice hunter asleep and wrapped up in furs. the ice hunter did not look too good and was kind of coughing and sounded a little sick. So you decided to avoid the ice hunter and continue exploring.
That's where we got it from.
Yes, apparently
Yeah, someone.
I managed to give the plague from the character or from the NPCs to the actual players.
It's magic.
All right, so you had also investigated a storage room where there were a bunch of foodstuffs and supplies, and had begun to continue to move onward from there. But at this point,
Kobold-sized ropes.
yes,
I remember that.
yes, indeed, there are kobold-sized ropes. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a sketch on the whiteboard here of what you've explored so far. If I can do this. So.
Oh,
Yeah, buddy.
Always speed attention.
Always be the DM. That's correct.
Do I get inspiration die for that?
Don't push your luck.
Some experience points.
Yeah.
Nice play though.
And yeah. Okay. So you came down the spiral staircase up here, and you didn't see what was up this way. It was just a corridor going off. And over here is sort of where the ice hunter was in the furs. Then you traveled down this way into this room. This is the storage room here. Okay. There are 2 exits from this room. Yes.
And there was 2 exits from that other room?
You exited out one, and then you went, and then there's this other one that you didn't.
Okay, we did not go, okay.
Yeah, exactly. You guys took the southern path. So from the storage room that you guys are in right now, you can see a little ways in down these corridors to the other chambers. However, I need to do a really quick check. So you're a gnome paladin, right? You are a tiefling, correct? And no, you're a halfling? Is that-
Halfling, yeah.
Okay. So at this point, what are you guys doing for light?
Well, I have dark vision.
You have dark vision, that's correct. And what do you do too?
I also have dark vision.
Yes.
I will light a torch, maybe. No, that is just so stupid.
It's
Well,
not
I don't
stupid.
think there's any other
I don't
way. I don't
understand
have
how
any
else you're supposed
fancy
to
illusion.
see.
Nope. Okay, lighting a torch.
Okay.
Just feels just like lightning.
Super bright, but
Yeah.
So you guys are down in the interior of a glacier, so a little of this light is going to reflect off of the slick walls, and it's actually giving you a little bit more light than you normally would off of a torch in just a stony cavern. Unfortunately, this means you're probably not sneaking up on anybody, but it does
No more sneaking.
cast light out far enough that you can see down both of these paths and little ways into their rooms. To the sort of southeast is a narrow corridor. It goes out only probably about 30 feet before you see that it opens up into a larger chamber.
Was there no light in the room with the sick ice warrior?
There were a couple of like braziers giving out very, very faint
Just faint,
light,
okay.
but it was more like it was providing heat for this room than anything else.
Okay.
But they were sort of like on the tripod stands,
Mhm.
so that they were kind of hanging and giving off heat, and like it's more like coals were giving off very faint light. So to the southeast is a 30-foot long passage that opens up into a larger room. You can also see that in that larger room up ahead, you can't get the full dimensions of that room from where you're standing right now, but you can see that there is a hole in the floor, and it just looks like a sort of a big dark blotch in the floor, but you can tell that it drops off from there. If you look down the corridor to the north, you can actually see that, I dropped my book. Okay.
Priorities.
Yes, priorities. So to the north, you can actually see that it opens up into a much larger room, and it also looks like it slopes downward, but you can kind of see that it's not just like a big opening in the floor. It looks like there is a slope up there. So to give you a little bit of a better idea, I actually take my pen. This one kind of opens up down here a little ways. You can't quite see exactly where it is, but there's a big opening in the floor. This one opens up kind of like this, and then it sort of slopes downward that way.
So does the opening in the south room appear big enough for a dragon?
No, all these corridors are actually relatively small. I mean, they're about 15 feet wide, so a huge dragon could fit in here, but it wouldn't be squeezing, but it would be cramped, right? So like it wouldn't be any flying around or making full use of its bulk.
Is the ground ice? like slippery
Yes,
good?
it is.
Okay.
And this all looks like it's been carved out. So it seems like most of what you're exploring here is probably the work of, if not the ice hunters, but other tool using humanoids.
I think we should perhaps check out the feeding hole.
Is that what we're calling it?
That's what we're calling it.
To the south?
Alright, yeah, to the south. That was what my instinct was saying too, because it's a smaller room, probably less a chance of a dragon being in it.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
have some food.
Yeah. Well,
So as you guys are traveling, describe me a little bit how your marching order is going to go. Are you going to go single file? Are you going to just sort of
I'll
be...
go first.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
First goes
so,
first.
definitely.
all right, so Nell's in the front, and...
I believe maybe the one with the shield should be.
Okay, I was said, do you want the light behind you?
I can see either way.
Okay.
Oh, that's true. I don't know. I'm not scared of anything that's so heavy.
Ah, well,
So.
the Rangers lead.
Okay, so we're going to keep Nell in the front, and then Gimblegrub behind
Mhm.
her.
We're also like 5 feet apart.
Okay,
like,
so yeah, I
someone
mean,
run
you
in
can
front of
just be
me.
bunched up, but I wanted to give you the chance if you wanted to be more spread out. You could.
Spread out. I have a feeling
You know,
that,
in case something happens.
in case
I
there's
don't
a
know.
giant area attack spell that
Are we just walking too?
All right, so maybe Gimblegrub and Myketh are like right next to each other, but just behind her.
Sounds great.
Okay. No, we can do something else if you want.
You don't want to
You
stand
can
next to
have
you?
your
Do you have a
shield
problem with short
ready,
people?
sort
Is
of
that
like-
is that what your deal is?
What?
You have a problem with short people?
no, I can see over you guys, so there's
See,
no
that-
point. So I shouldn't
Yeah,
be in front of you to block
Oh,
your
so
view.
maybe-
I should be
Alright.
behind since I
Behind.
can cast
All
right
right,
over
so you guys are
Okay.
traveling single file
Single
to hide your
file.
numbers.
Okay.
Feel free to take up the rear.
That's right. So you guys are moving into the southern room. Okay, so Nell, as you head down this hallway, can you go ahead and give me your passive perception? Your passive perception.
Oh, passive. 15.
15?
I just like rolling dice.
No, that's cool. we do that here. Okay, so you begin heading down the southeastern passage, and immediately, once you get right to the edge of where it opens up, you can feel a change in the air. The chamber and the entrance to this room feels far colder than the area that you're coming from. And there were the braziers in the room where the ice hunter was, but that heat was kind of contained in that room. So even moving into the the storage room, it was already quite a bit cooler. But moving into this room, it's noticeably, tangibly colder. The cold seems to be coming out of the pit that's in the floor and sort of yawning and drops off. It looks like it sort of just drops straight down into darkness. And above it, there is a heavy iron hook that is anchored in the ceiling. A walkway travels around the outer edge of this chamber, and there are carvings in all of the ice of the walls. It looks like they have been meticulously carved out, sort of like bas reliefs, and they are all of white dragons in flight.
Oh.
There is another exit out of this room. It is on the southern wall, but you don't see any,
Yeah.
any creatures.
Can I look down the hole and see anything in the darkness? I can see it 60 feet.
All right, 60 feet of dark vision. So right at the edge of your vision, you almost miss it at first, but right at the edge of your vision, you see what appears to be the floor below. It looks like ice down below as well. So it's just sort of, maybe there's some faint torchlight that just barely reaches down enough for your dark vision to notice the change in coloration. But yeah, it looks like it drops down to a floor about the full range of your dark vision.
Do I see any signs of struggle in this room? Does it look like maybe they brought prisoners through previously? I don't know how long ago the ship was lost.
Yeah.
It was a couple of weeks ago, right?
It does. Yeah, it
weeks
was,
or months.
It was her ship has been missing for months.
Okay.
It was a few weeks ago when the draft form blew.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Does the chain look like it's on a pulley system, like it drops down?
That is a fabulous question. Both of us want to figure that out. Okay. All right.
Crank someone down there.
So it's thinking
Someone volunteers to sit on the.
someone uses bait.
I've played this game once. I lost a leg.
Let's see here.
It's like the opposite of the crane game.
Yeah, so the hook has been anchored into the ceiling, but it doesn't look like it has like a chain that lowers it down. It just looks like it is hooked in so that it hangs above.
All right.
Probably what you would use this for is like you would,
The rope.
yeah, loop the rope over it, and then other people would hold and lower something down that way.
Got it.
All right.
Well-
Start pulling out rope.
We're gonna lower who down? I'm fine to go down, but
Why don't maybe we have people that can see in the dark?
dark.
yeah,
Go
that's
down.
true.
We
Alright,
could- We could send the warlock.
which one of you?
Well,
I'm,
Wants
I'm
to go
happy
down
to
the
go.
deep hole.
before we go in this hole, though, shouldn't we actually see what lies this room and some of the other rooms?
There could be tons of rooms. Only
Sure.
one hole.
It's
We
just-
should go in it.
I agree. I'd really like to see what's in the hole.
Yeah.
Well,
I can see that you're less
as-
excited about it because you're the one who has to go in
as
it, but
unshakably optimistic as I am.
I mean, you don't look very strong.
I'm not.
You could drop me down, but I don't think you'd be able to pull me up very fast.
no, I would not.
No. So that's why I think maybe we snuff out the fire and then send you down in the dark and let you see what's down there. Maybe the prisoners are down there.
sounds pleasant, right?
Also, maybe we shouldn't talk so loud. I hear breathing. Do we hear breathing?
We have a torch going, so.
Well,
Already
I do
said it.
speak Draconic,
Ah, there you go. See,
so I could parlay.
he speaks our language.
So sure,
Ah,
Beginning
yeah.
with dragons.
All right, I like this plan.
sure.
Keep pulling
All
the
right.
rope out.
Okay, so the plan is to use your rope to
Mhm.
lower my cat down.
Mhm.
So you have 50 feet of rope,
Mhm.
and it's about a 60-foot drop all the way down. So that
We
last
should
10
not
feet,
use it.
Now, I had 50 feet of rope as well.
your time together. Sure.
Does anyone know knotsmanship?
Not-
Is that a-
knottery.
Knottery.
Yes,
I
think
actually
that's a-
did once have a D&D character in which she spent all her free time learning how to do knots.
That's a
Yeah.
good skill.
She was a knotsmith.
Knotsmith, yeah.
Yes.
Um,
She probably came from Nottingham.
Actually, I mean, as adventurers, you guys use rope in most of your work often enough that you have no problem tying these off. So, with the ropes tied off, you begin lowering Micah down. So, what's your strength?
My strength is 17.
17? Okay, you are a ripped little gnome, aren't you? All right. You're very dense.
I have to climb a lot.
Obviously.
You would be surprised.
So you begin lowering Micah down, and you actually have a few issues here. I mean, even as a full-grown adult tiefling.
I can help as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take the back of the rope.
Yeah,
But I'll
it's-
put out the torch, despite the fact that sucks because now I can't see anything.
All right. So now it's dark up here,
It's
and
very
you're
dark.
fine.
You're
Right,
just leaving the
fine.
rope in the dark.
Hope he's okay. You're actually at this point you're just sort of fishing by feel.
Yeah,
right? You're
pretty
like,
much.
all right, if we feel the jerk, we pull it back up. Right?
Give me a code, like
Right.
Ka or something.
The code word is banana.
Yeah,
Okay, so you begin lowering Micah down, and it takes you just a few moments because you're trying to, get him down gently, I assume. And eventually, your feet land on the floor below.
At about 60 feet.
At about 60 feet, yes. Looking around, you can see that you've actually not landed on the floor of the chamber, but rather on a flat top of a big icy pillar. It looks like it was probably like ice that connected to the ceiling at one point, but it's been sort of sheared off so that it's flat. And you actually can kind of look up and see that this, like this shaft above, like there's some rough ice around it. So maybe it was broken when the shaft was dug down or something like that. But the thing you're standing on is like a big, the flat top of a pillar. And as you look around,
About how the diameter?
it's about 15 feet in diameter.
Okay. So
Yeah, it's big enough that multiple of you could stand on it, no problem.
okay.
But so you sort of land softly, and because they lowered you down, you don't make a lot of noise. When you look around, you can see that there are many of these pillars and like platforms of ice jutting up to the floor all throughout this area, and you can't quite see much farther than the, obviously the limits of your dark vision, but you can tell that this is a massive open chamber, and it goes stretching off beyond the limits of your dark vision in basically every direction. Where you have dropped down, you can see that there are a few other pillars. Most of them are at vaguely the same height. A few of them are lower. There's a couple that are slightly higher, but they're spaced pretty far apart as well, so they're, you know, a good 20, 30 feet apart from one another, and you're sort of seeing them scattered around the area
Okay.
nearby. Beyond that, you see opening all the way to the limit to your dark vision.
If I look down.
Looking down to the ground, you can
Use the
see
pinball.
that you can see that it's about 15 feet down to the floor.
Okay.
Oh, that's not that far. Perfect snapping distance.
What is this? What is it? What's
Can you,
down there? I can't see anything.
Are you able to speak to us telepathically?
What was my range on that? 30 feet.
Can you? Oh, because we don't want you to yell at us.
Yeah.
Do I see any? So did I see anything on this platform that I'm on? For
On the
example, like on this pillar, like where I am.
Why don't you give me an intelligence investigation check?
20.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I got some investigation skill.
You can see that there is a layer of frost across the top of this platform. It looks like it's been undisturbed for a while, and as you sort of look behind you, you can see that you're leaving boot prints in this. Doesn't look like it's been very recent that anyone else has
Okay.
stood on this platform. Beyond that, you see a lot of sort of broken ice and debris scattered about on the floor down below.
Okay.
It doesn't look like it came from anything in particular. It looks more just like it's been churned up by frequent use.
Like
Maybe-
something walking around. On the
Yeah,
bottom?
something big.
Okay.
Something big and heavy.
Do I see?
Big and heavy with white scales.
Actually see scales.
No.
So do I see anything on top of the other platforms? I'm particularly looking for bodies or somebody who might still be alive.
No, the top of all the platforms are empty.
Okay. And I see nothing on the ground as far as I can see in terms of bodies or anything?
Mhm.
All right, I'm going to tug twice.
We start
Again,
pulling
I want to impress upon you the size of this chamber extends well beyond the reach of your dark vision.
Yeah. Oh, as we're pulling up, I want to listen. Do I hear the sound of water at all?
What's your defense perception?
Is that just straight up my wisdom?
It's going to be 10 plus your wisdom modifier plus your proficiency bonus if you're proficient in perception.
I'm not proficient, so
Okay, so 10 plus your wisdom modifier.
so 10 plus 1 is 11.
Okay. Listening, it's hard to tell. You hear what might be the sound of like gentle waves or like water lapping up upon a shore, but it's really far off, kind of off to the west, and it might just be the way the wind is blowing through
Sure.
the area.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a faint breeze down here.
A second opening, perhaps. All right, we're pulling them up.
Yeah, bigger.
Also, the bitter cold from above is still present down here.
More so or the same?
The same as the chamber that you guys
Oh,
are
okay.
standing in.
So when I get up, I'll tell them quietly that this was a pillar. It was about 15 feet further down.
Okay.
Is a massive chamber of something big lives down
Probably around the door. So,
Maybe we should go explore the rest of the area first.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think so too. Okay,
I
well,
don't
we
think it-
know
I thought
that
maybe-
this is probably actually the feeding chamber, you're right.
there. Yeah.
Like
Although this does
Jurassic
not
Park
appear
style.
to have been used recently.
Recently, okay.
Well, that's good.
At least this platform.
Recently, like in the last couple of weeks or a
I would say a
months?
couple weeks.
Okay,
You
gotcha.
would say weeks, months.
Yeah.
Weeks to months, okay.
So
So
nothing's
maybe
come
it's not
down.
been feeding, maybe.
I mean, maybe even longer than that, but
Yeah, sure. Because I
Okay.
can't tell just because of frost. No, there's a
Right.
layer of frost. so-
Okay,
Well,
got it.
I'd rather not mess with the dragon. I just want to find our people and get them out of here.
So,
Alright,
yeah, and I did
so
not see any
good
signs
for now.
You
here.
can see like a big boat or
Now,
anything.
Ed and I cannot see the ends of the chamber. It's that
Okay.
large.
Okay.
So we might go find like to that ramp. There might be other entrances into this
Okay.
because at some
Or
point,
other parts of the glacier, maybe. There's
at
an
some point,
outside entrance.
yeah, the dragon has to get in and out somehow.
Yeah.
And it may be at some point in this chamber. It might be this chamber connects to somewhere else.
Okay.
I couldn't quite make out if I
Right.
was hearing an opening for water or not.
Well, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Let's
Go
go to,
south.
I guess, south. And we'll
Can I
look north.
relate,
Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't see the
Torch.
dragon, right?
No.
All right.
Can't see anything. Okay. Relighting the torch.
Unfortunately, I did not see the dragon. I wish to exchange pleasantries with it. I'm sure it could be reasonable. Intelligent creature.
We'll let you reason with him.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Can't be bargained with, it can't be reasoned with, it doesn't feel pity or remorse or
It's
fear.
Second time today.
I know, I love the Terminator references. Anyhow.
Oh, I thought that was my manager.
Sounds-
Zing. Okay, so you guys have raised Micah back up the top. You had your brief discussion. The plan is to continue heading to the south.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
So there is a walkway that leads around either the eastern or western side of this this opening. I assume that you guys were basically going in from the north and lowering people down, or lowering Micah down. So as you guys head down towards the south, you guys heading around the eastern edge or the western edge?
Oh wait, on the room we're just in?
Here,
Yeah. Let's stay in the west.
Yeah.
West is better than east.
West.
Very
I
nice.
mean, we came from the west, so we're just going
There
like the west.
West is best.
you go.
West wing.
Go west, young man.
Okay, great. All right, so let me get some dice out here.
Curious.
I'm curious. Just blindly grab it. Worked out.
Yeah.
Not what I thought it was, but I'll
All right.
go with it.
So, Nell, you gingerly make your way around this walkway, and like I say, it's about 5 feet wide, so
Okay.
it's not super narrow, but you know it's 5 feet right on the edge of this gaping chasm.
Yeah.
You make your way around and make it to the southern edge with no difficulties. Gimel Grub, you also are, despite being decked out in full armor, you are also sort of walking nimbly around the edge. And, you know, you two are both, you're a halfling, you're a gnome, you're small, you're light, even with all your
Gimel Grub,
gear.
am I right?
Mhm.
That's right. So you are putting a lot of pressure on this ice. Unfortunately, a full-grown tiefling seems to be just a little too much for this this ice. And as you get about halfway around the edge, there is a splintering sound as the ice beneath your feet begins to crack. I would like for you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Told you not to eat those cookies on the ship.
Seriously. 6.
Okay? All right. So you guys hear the cracking and splintering, and the two of you turn around. Do you have your torch lit?
Yes.
Okay. The two of you turn around just in time to see Micah dropping out of view from where he was standing just seconds before. The ground beneath him, the walkway, has collapsed and has slid off down into the shaft he just came out of, tossing Micah down as well.
60 feet. You better hold on to something.
So you
How
drop.
many hit points?
And because the shaft is it's not like a direct drop, it kind of angles down a little bit. You actually find yourself sort of sliding along the edges, sort of like, you know, Luke Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back when he falls down, he's kind of shaft slowing he just himself came out down of, and tossing
it
Micah
is,
down as well.
60
You're kind of
feet.
doing the
You
same
better hold on
thing.
to
So you're
something.
not. So you
How
drop.
many hit points?
And because the shaft is kind of, it's not like a direct drop, it kind of angles down a bit. You actually find yourself sort of sliding along the edges, sort of like, you know, Luke Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back when he falls down, he's kind of just came out of, tossing Micah down as well. You're kind of doing the same thing. So you
How
drop.
many hit points?
And because the shaft is kind of, it's sort of like the sounds of rocks falling. So sort of sliding along the edges, sort of like, you know, Luke Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back when he falls down, he's kind of just came out of, tossing Micah down as well. You're kind of doing the same thing. So you drop. And because the shaft is kind of, it's sort of like the sounds of rocks falling. So sort of sliding along the edges, sort of like, you know, Luke Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back when he falls down, he's kind of just came out of, tossing Micah down as well.
Surely I can't roll worse than that.
Yes, you can.
Here
You
comes
bet
a
you.
1.
All right, so you land with a and you find that platform that you've been standing on, not 100% even. Actually, it kind of slopes just slightly off to one side because you hit, bounce, slide, and drop. So you're going to take another 2 bludgeoning damage from the next fall. All right, and you find yourself down on the cavern floor. What are you guys up top doing?
I think we take
Gawking?
the rope and immediately throw it down.
Are you okay? It's but a flesh wound.
I'd say, yeah, let's lower the rope back
Yeah,
down. So lower it.
I'm not even gonna loop it on the thing, we're just dropping it down so we
Yeah,
can try and
just
pull 'em up
as
just
yeah.
as quickly as possible.
Okay.
So I'm down there, I'm gonna look around.
Okay.
Looking around again. Dust myself off.
So you pick yourself up, you sort of wipe off the frost, you feel like, oh, no, it doesn't feel like any broken ribs. You're actually pretty lucky that you weren't more badly hurt.
Yes.
But you hear the sound of the rope striking next to you, and you sort of look down and see what's happened is they've lowered the rope down, and it kind of bounced off the top of the platform just like it did just like you did actually. And is now, it's kind of dangling there next to you. But you can also see that it's draped over the top of the platform as well. So you're gonna have to be careful as you climb because you might rub on the edge of the platform and fray the rope.
Okay.
So looking around down here, you can see that it's almost like you're standing in a very sparse forest of these icy columns. The floor is sort of stretching, or the walls are well beyond your vision. It stretches off 60 feet in all directions. But you don't really see anything down here that you couldn't see before. Let's see, your passive perception, we said that was 11, right?
Yep.
Fascinating.
Particularly looking for stuff on the ground, like bones or.
Right. You're sort of kneeling down, looking for bones. Guys, like 15, 20 seconds have passed. You don't feel any tug on the rope. You don't feel any movement at all.
How high up is the hook?
It's like hanging over the hole, so maybe 5 feet.
Oh, okay, so we could actually tie the rope to
Yeah.
the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we should do that.
Okay,
We
let's
should
do
that
that.
real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Use my knotsmith skills.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Not smithing. Indeed. Okay, so you do that. Down below, you're looking around for signs of bones. You see a few things that might be like chips of tooth or claw, but you can't be 100% sure. But you hear a sound coming towards you. And there is, it sounds like shuffling and grunting coming from the north.
Like what kind of scale size shuffling?
It doesn't sound like the massive stomps of a dragon, but it does sound like something big might be moving this way.
I will give 2 tugs on the rope.
Okay.
We start pulling them up?
Yeah.
And if I can angle myself to start moving with the rope, like to perhaps try to keep the pillar as much as I can between me and whatever the noise. I don't know what side I fell off of on the
Yeah,
floor.
okay. But you want to keep the pillar between you and where this
Theoretically, yeah, so
Okay.
it can't see me.
We'll go pretty quick.
All right, so you guys are pulling him up? All right, so
And I'll use the rappelling, so I'll put my feet to try to
keep it from fraying. Okay, sure.
Okay.
So you do that, and you manage to keep the pillar between you and the sound, wherever it's coming from. And so these guys start pulling you back up, and you get up almost right to the edge of the shaft that you fell down, and you can just still barely see like down below. And coming right into the edge of your vision from the north are 2 creatures. They're sort of big and hulking, but they have like long stringy hair, long pointed noses, and they're kind of hunched over and have sort of oversized teeth. They look a lot like trolls, but some kind of troll you may never have seen before.
Okay.
And basically, as you're being pulled up, you catch your glimpse, and then poof, all you can see is the shaft. Right before you vanish out of, or they vanish out of your sight, you can see that they're like, "Argh!" and look kind of surprised to see you. And then you go. Shaft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get you back over. Are you okay?
Yeah.
A little battered, but I've had worse.
All right.
Do you need healing?
Not at the moment. I think I'll be okay.
You sure?
I'm at about
We can- I
still
can-
over. I'm over 2/3 of my health.
All right. 'Cause yeah,
I'm 24
I
out
can
of
cure wounds.
34.
So I don't know. I think we both.
Okay,
can.
well, if you don't want the healing now, we'll use it later.
So use it later. But there's something down there,
Okay.
and I think it saw me.
Like a dragon?
No, like weird looking trolls.
Okay.
Hmm,
That's weird.
Kind of.
Maybe they're like there to feed the dragon.
maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
don't know, they were there.
Dragon food. Okay, well.
So,
But
but
Do you think they
clearly
can be
saw you.
reasoned with?
Yeah, but they look
No.
intelligent, like, you know, like something that's gonna report back to someone that we're here.
They look like trolls.
they look like trolls.
Trolls
Uh-huh.
they're brutish, but they are
They could.
not completely unintelligent.
Alright, well, I think we should then keep moving as quick as we can
Well,
to at
if
least
they
another
can,
room.
if they can alert things to our arrival, then maybe we should take care of them.
Go down into the hole.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess so.
So at this point, a good minute has passed since you saw them.
Do you think they're still
They
down
pulled
there
up and
though?
they're
I'm sure they're still down there, but to get down there, we would have to probably. How would we get back up?
Yeah,
We could
Leave
we
the
got the
rope
rope
tied?
Tied right
It's
here.
tied.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. I mean, I'm fine shimmying down there, I guess.
The one thing might be is if this is where the dragon lives and we're fighting and causing noise, we would be on the dragon's turf, not ours. Like I would rather try to find a more advantageous.
Not in the dragon's feeding hole.
Like not where the dragon could fly and swoop at us.
Yeah.
That's a
Well-
good point. That's a good point.
I mean, yeah, the trolls
Make good
could go
point.
and alert someone, but also the trolls could already be gone by now.
That's
I'm
true.
talking about
And who are they
humans.
gonna alert?
I don't know, dragon or the. We saw people down here.
Yeah,
Remember that sick guy?
We don't know what to say.
Sick
Okay.
guy. We didn't help him.
No, they left a little healing thing in his pouch, in his bag.
You know what? Adventure is out there. Yeah. Grab the rope and jump down the hole.
Oh gosh.
Alright.
really
Yeah.
fantastic.
Cool.
Totally toolie slide this thing down while using the rope to guide me.
Okay.
I'll follow and
All right. So the rock gnome goes zzz, down the line. Then the halfling zzz, down the line. What does the tiefling do?
I want to wait a minute. In case there's sudden tugging on the rope. And I will do my best to help Paul. But I'm gonna
Well,
wait a minute.
luckily you're strong, so that'll be easy.
Maybe for that halfling. The unarmored halfling I might be able to help.
yeah. No, I think I'll be fine.
All right. So what's your passive perception?
That would be a 10.
Okay. All right. So you get down to the bottom and you find yourself standing on a platform, and you look down, and you've got dark vision. You look around. You see no signs of any trolls.
Okay, I guess my torch isn't lit, so I don't see anything.
So you're not bringing lit
You lit
I
torches.
mean, I don't know, should I light a torch? Doesn't sound super advantageous right here. I assume that you have 60 feet of dark vision, so I'm not gonna,
How far is the torchlight going to go?
About 30 feet.
No, well then don't light a torch.
no.
I can't see anything. You're not going to see anything.
How
Trust me,
perceptive are you?
There's nothing to see.
I'm not
There's nothing to see.
sure.
It's fine.
All right. So you touch down on the surface next
Yeah.
to him,
Okay.
and you have no torch lit.
I
So
will eventually
basically-
need a torch lit if we're gonna fight.
Got it.
There's some very, very faint ambient light in here, so you can occasionally see like the reflection of ice on like one of the
Okay.
pillars or something like that. Not enough that you can actually make any headway of like what is
Okay.
where.
Take your torch out, but don't light it yet.
Okay, torch out.
Can I see the tracks from the trolls?
You would have to get down on the actual ground level and look around down there.
Do it.
Okay. All right. So you toss the rope further over the edge and begin rappelling your way down. Are you?
I have you hold the rope, so.
Yeah, I'll hold it, so
Right.
you can-
Okay, so you're staying on top of the platform.
For now.
Okay, great. All right, so you drop down and you're heading over to where he said that he saw the trolls. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you head over there and you start looking around. You kind of got your sword out, and you move kind of between this forest of icy pillars. Unfortunately, these two trolls have the drop on you because they press themselves up against one of the icy pillars. You move past, and they sort of peel themselves off and turn, and you find yourself like there's just a moment's notice as you turn and see these two massive green-skinned creatures looming over you. Let's roll initiative, everyone. And let's say everybody.
Time to light the torch!
Well, my initiative was, a crit failed,
Luckily, we don't have autofills.
so 5. Oh wait, when I roll,
Are you lucky?
yes, I am
Yes,
looking.
you are. So you get to reroll. Yep. What's your initiative?
That would
Yay!
be a
That's much better.
21.
Paul, can you get
Can we roll for
16.
Joel Room?
When I roll 1.
She's
Oh, okay.
a halfling.
She's
Yeah.
a halfling. She's lucky. All right, and what'd you get, 16?
16.
All right, 16
A
now.
lot luckier.
Yes.
It's like fumbling with the torch.
And Micah?
Ah, luckily.
7.
7, okay. All right, so Bad News Bears, these guys have a surprise round on you.
Mm-hmm.
So these two massive trolls are looming above you, and basically they pounce on you. They are going to lay into you with their claws and bite attacks. So the first one,
Serpentine!
Can I argue that I had the torch lighting readied as an action?
you guys were talking about not having the torch lit, so I'm going to say
Okay.
probably
I said
not.
have your torch out.
He did.
I did say it was out.
Sure, it is out, so you won't have to dig through your
Okay.
pack to get it, but you'll have to light it
In the dark.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so I have good news for you.
Have you not gonna die?
The first scrag has rolled terribly. Does a 13 hit you?
No.
Then all 3 attacks miss.
Yeah.
Woo.
I rolled very bad. All right, next, the other one is going to lay into you. That is better for me and worse for you. So a 9 is going to miss. 2 claw attacks, though. A 22 hits.
Yes.
All right, you're going to take a total of 22 slashing damage from 2 claw attacks. That's 11 and 11, if that makes a difference. So they basically, the first one lunges at you, and despite your surprise, you manage to stagger out of the way. You sort of stagger right into this other troll, and he bites down at you, and as you're like moving out of the way of his bite, you feel his claws just go into your sides, and you can feel heat dripping down the sides of your body as like trickles of blood begin to stream out of your sides. However, that will now start the fresh round, and Gimbal Grub is up.
I will attack the one that just hit me.
Okay.
I will be using Ensnaring Strike as a bonus action.
Okay.
So the next time I hit with weapon attack before the spell ends, thorny vines appear, and that's not good. That's going to be an 8.
An 8 is unfortunately a miss. You find yourself struggling to pierce its natural hide.
Luckily, I attacked twice. Sadly, I attacked badly. 13?
13 is unfortunately a miss. You're sort of hacking away at its thick hide, and you can't manage to get through. It's almost like its skin is as thick as heavy armor.
Lovely. Time to go!
All right.
I'm gonna. Can I move towards the pillar without triggering 2 opportunity attacks?
At this point, no, because they basically waited till you went past them and then have closed ranks behind you.
Oh,
So in order to do that, you could rotate around the other side of them, basically nimbly dodging your way around, but you wouldn't be able to separate yourself from them. I mean, you could, and provoke opportunity attacks, of course.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like the best idea for me.
I know what you're talking about. They're just giant trolls with fierce claws and pointy teeth.
I stand my ground and growl menacingly.
All right, so you stand defiantly before these 2 scrags. Nell, you are on top
You're
of
not going to
the...
attack him?
Oh, he did.
Oh,
I
you tried? Oh,
I
yeah,
tried.
No, I didn't. Okay,
So no, you're on top of the pillar,
So do I
and
just
you
circle that
all you've
out?
heard at this point is ah! and the sounds of troll claws tearing into halfling armor.
Help!
Oh
Need some
my
help!
gosh. Okay. Well, since they're already over here, I light the
All right, you strike the torch. That's fine.
torch.
All right, so it gutters and then eventually catches full on, and you see that in the radius of the light that it's casting, you can see the outlines of these 2 big trolls down below, and just beyond them you can see your comrade, obviously much smaller than these large creatures. They're sort of looming over him, but you can sort of see them at the edge of your torchlight.
Alright. Do I have time to do anything else?
You can move down there to them, if you like.
Can I move close enough to be within archery range?
Oh, you're there.
Yeah,
So
oh,
you're within
okay.
range right
Okay,
now,
then yeah, I would
They're
certainly-
only so they're down and away from you a little
Okay.
bit, so they're maybe 35, 40 feet away. You're sort of like basically the torch is casting bright light within 30, but then it continues to cast dim light beyond that.
Right.
So they're kind of in the dim light area.
Could I, since I'm assuming I can't make an attack right now, can I at least like maybe like I don't know, like find a way to like put the torch somewhere where I could use two hands.
I mean,
like,
honestly,
instead
you
of,
could
like-
huck the torch down there near where he is,
Okay.
and just like basically throw it at their feet, and then it would be casting light in the radius
Okay.
around them, so they would be illuminated.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Solve it. Okay.
All right. So you see this torch come spiraling from the top of the
Does
top
it
of the
stay lit?
platform. It does stay lit. I mean, these are adventurers' torches.
Okay.
No, these aren't little
I see.
candles, right? So it spirals down. It strikes at the troll's feet, and they actually recoil a bit in fear. All right. It is their turn.
You missed.
Let's see here.
You're
Okay.
good, you stayed up there.
So one of the scrags is going to reach out and try and grapple you.
So reach out and touch it.
Mm.
All right, so he's going to make his strength athletics check.
I'm using the die.
Oh, that's not good for you. So I rolled a natural 20, which makes it a 24. You got to make a strength athletics or a dexterity acrobatics check.
They just want to give you a hug.
Strength athletics it is. I did not.
Okay. All right. So one of the two scrags grabs hold of you, and it says something in giant in your ear. Do you speak giant?
I do not.
Oh wait,
All right.
Stop spitting at me.
I do have a favorite enemy of giants.
Okay.
By the way.
These guys are.
Do they count as giants?
These guys are giants, and so you
Yes.
probably speak giant as a result. of that,
Yes,
right?
I do speak giant.
All right.
I
You-
chose my enemy as well.
You did. So it's a pretty faint sound you hear, and it says something along the lines of, "You look delicious."
He's not really.
If a bit tiny.
He's pretty gross.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one, however, ambles over and actually, I'm going to need him to make a check here. Okay, so he ambles over and like you see him, he's kind of reaching for the torch and he goes, "Arr, arr." He reaches and grabs it and he's holding it out away from him and he throws it like 30 feet off in the
No, torch. Can I see them?
distance. And you can still see them, they're faintly
Okay.
outlined, but he
Got it.
basically chucked it away. You know, by the way, and you've just seen evidence of this, trolls do not like fire.
Okay.
Trolls have a tendency to regenerate if they are not damaged by fire.
Okay.
All right. Micah, you're up at the top of the shaft. You have not descended yet. And you have basically, you watched your comrades descend down into darkness. You have probably heard exclamations of surprise sort of faintly drifting back up through the shaft.
All right, I will head down the rope.
All right. So, fast roping down.
Yeah, well, and not that I like burn my hands sliding down the
Sure.
rope, but
Why don't you give me a dexterity acrobatics check?
16.
Okay. You land with a thud on the top of the platform next to Nell, and you sort of slip a little bit, but you manage to maintain your footing. Here's what you see. You see a torch, which is kind of off to the west of where you thought that the trolls were.
Mhm.
And then you can see in the very faint edges of the dim light that the torch is casting, you can see these two trolls are outlined. You can see them fully with your illustration, but these two trolls are looming over your halfling companion. So because you were basically fast roping down, you made your check. I'm going to say that basically descending used your full movement because it's sort of a controlled fall.
Okay.
But you still have an action.
I think this one likes me.
And yeah, one of them has him
Alright.
wrapped up.
I'm going to Eldritch Blast,
Okay.
range 300 feet.
Yeah, you got that, no problem.
All right, here we go. 20.
Which one are you attacking? The one
The one
that
that's
is
on him.
that is grabbing him? Okay, a 20 is a hit. Let's go ahead and roll your damage.
That's supercharged Eldritch Blast. That's 11 points of
So Are you getting
damage.
the 2 dice?
Because I've got, I took a bunch of, I got one of those,
So the extra damage one adds your charisma mod to the damage, not on the die.
oh, I think I had 2. Okay.
You get 2 attacks with it.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, so just roll the d10, and then remember
alright.
you add your charisma mod to the damage.
So that one is 5 points.
Okay,
And
5
it
points
will-
of force damage, right?
Yep, and it would knock, it can knock the troll back 10 feet.
Okay.
I don't know if that affects its grip on him.
So it would push him, push you back 12 feet, or sorry, 12 feet, 10 feet. I saw the number 12 over here and spoke it. So it's going to push you or him back 10 feet. He's got you in his grasp, but because it was an attack, why don't we see? Okay, why don't we do the grapple check again to see if it? Let me get that. Okay, I got a 23. All right. So you do push the troll back. Unfortunately, he maintains his grip on the halfling because he's weak. He's kind of got him held like half under one arm.
Nail.
And so he gets pushed back another 10 feet away.
Okay.
Nice blast, do it again.
So I'm trying to make sure I have Agonizing Blast, Eldritch Spear,
That gives you the extra distance.
and then Repelling Blast.
Right, that's the pushing one.
So I have the 3 things on it. So
Yeah.
why would I think I have 2 attacks with it?
You get 2 attacks with it because you're 7th level.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out what I
Extra
had.
attack.
All right.
Eldritch Blast, instead of scaling up damage dice, it scales up extra attacks.
Okay.
And you,
I will then make the second blast at the same troll.
okay,
That will be a 25,
that's going to hit.
and then that will be 13 points damage.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Go ahead and make your check. That's 16. Oh, 10 times. All
He
right.
has a real good
So
one.
he's been blasted back twice now, 10 feet each time. Both times he's managed to maintain his vice-like grip upon Gibblegrove.
Was he blasted towards the fire?
He was not. He was actually blasted even further back into the
I can't see
forest
that
of
one
pillars.
now.
You probably can't because it's now outside the range of the dim light.
Yeah.
So Gibblegrove, you're now up.
Let's get
Okay.
another
You are 20 feet away from the other troll.
So remind me again about attempting to break the grapple. Is it the?
You're making a strength athletics check or dexterity acrobatics check. It's for you, strength athletics, and he's opposing.
Okay.
And that's 17.
I did better than that. I got a 22.
All right, you break free of his grip, and he drops
Down
you
there.
to the ground right in front of him.
Haha!
Yes.
I run.
Okay, he's going to make an opportunity attack on you.
I still run.
As you get swatted at. All right, I got a 26.
Well, yeah, that hits.
11 slashing damage.
Goodness.
So, you can see this clearly. You actually don't see him, he doesn't get dropped.
You're
But you
slashing.
see the faint outline of the halfling running towards you, and actually running towards the other troll.
no.
Yeah, no, sorry. No
Okay.
halfling. I get all
Sure,
you
sure.
wee races confused. Sorry.
Just
So-
let's take no for an answer.
So you see him bolting out of the darkness. And he's running, and you see this massive troll claw just go across his back, and he goes, ah!
Does it knock him forward any? Does it give him like an extra 10
It does not
feet
give
of
him any
burst?
momentum.
Nice try, though. I appreciate that.
You stagger forward, but you retain your feet, and are stumbling towards the other troll.
To the other troll.
And that is Gimblegrove's turn, so now Nell. Nell,
Okay.
now you can see in the dim light, you can see the one troll that had thrown the torch away,
Okay.
and you can also see him now in the dim light.
So troll that threw the torch away, I'm gonna try and shoot an arrow at with my bow.
Okay?
What is that? 26?
26 is a hit.
25.
25 is also a hit.
Okay. So I'll do 1d6 plus 4 piercing, so 9 damage.
Okay. Are you using a short bow?
Yes.
9, you say? And
Yeah.
that's against the one you can see, right?
Yes, and then my extra attack, I'll also try and shoot another arrow
Great.
with my short bow, and that is a 28.
That is also a hit.
And I'll also do 9 damage.
Fantastic. Okay. All right, so you thump 2 arrows right into this troll, and you see it staggers a bit, and then sort of swats at the arrows and snaps them off.
Was that the one that I had hit or the other
Yeah,
one?
Just the
Yeah,
other one.
okay.
Also, I will yell down at them since they know something's shooting arrows. Like, don't eat my friends. They're not tasty.
Okay, I assume you're yelling that in giant?
In giant, yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so you're actually the only one close enough to see what happens next. You can see that the troll that you're charging towards, he just swatted the arrows out of his arm where Nell plugged him. And then you can see that the wounds from the arrows begin to heal up.
Uh-oh. Like my arrows on fire.
All right. So the one that you're charging towards, he basically rounds on you and is going to try and pounce upon you.
No, I matrix die under him.
Let's see if you do. You might. A 12 doesn't hit.
Nope.
Does a 19 hit?
Nope.
Does a 25 hit?
That does.
All right. That is 11 slashing
Tail
damage.
too?
No, it's claw bite.
Tail. Claw foot.
So he slashes you with a great claw, but you manage to avoid his other attacks. The other one is lumbering towards you. What's your speed?
25.
I got bad news.
Yeah.
His speed is more than 25.
Okay.
All right. So he comes lumbering towards you, and rather than try and grab you again, he's just going to try and take you out. So 17's a miss.
Yep.
Which means a 14's a miss.
Yep.
And a 22.
That'll hit.
All right. Another 11 slashing.
Oh my
All right.
goodness.
So these two scrags are just wailing on you. It is now Micah's turn. Micah, you can see that he is right now currently flanked by these two scrags.
Tell him to back off. We just want to talk.
Why don't I have flaming arrows or something?
Then,
More
alright,
fire.
if you go down, I have some healing, but it's a touch spell.
Yeah, I have to heal him next turn.
Well, maybe I should do something different. I have to check the spell. This looks like it's more dire.
Yes, I'd say the two trolls mauling your comrade is somewhat more dire.
Maybe those level 2 spells.
He doesn't have any spells that are lower than 4th level.
Ooh.
Because all his spells are cast at 4th level.
So,
Oh, that would hurt you
because I
too.
have giant killer,
Mhm.
which means with something within 5 feet, giant misses or hits me with an attack, does that mean every single separate attack, like if they're just doing 3, I get 3 responses?
You only get one reaction around.
Okay,
So if you
Got
use
it.
your reaction,
okay.
I'm just trying to figure out, my spells are all area that each creature in the area gets attacked. Can I, oh, and that range is self, never mind. Alright, I'm just gonna have to Eldritch Blast one more. Well, you know what? No, I'm gonna go with Witch Bolt.
okay.
That's lightning damage, which hopefully they won't regenerate from.
While you're looking that up, quick question for you now. What did you pick for your 3rd level ranger ability? There should be, like, you picked giant killers or the defensive one.
Hunter? Is
Yeah.
that
Hunter is your
the...
yeah, real quick.
Yep.
Ranger.
I have...
Ranger.
I'm going. I figure out
Ranger starts with an R.
I know the ABC.
That's
I work
true.
with
You
them with
can
my
probably
daughter
teach
every
your
day.
daughter, yeah. Okay, yeah. So sorry. So you have giant killer. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that that was the one you chose.
Yeah,
Okay.
giant killer.
Cool.
Okay,
Yeah, you gotta get close enough for it.
Yeah, that's why I would have to go
Okay.
there.
All right.
so I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt,
Okay.
and at the one that I hit before, or the one that appears. Is there one that appears more threatening?
Actually, they're both flanking him. They both appear equally lightly wounded
I'll hit the one that I hit before.
because they actually both somehow randomly have the same hit points.
So I assume I need to make the attack roll because the range attack spell. Okay.
Yep.
Don't fail me now. Does a 15 hit?
A 15 is a hit.
All right, so I hit, and I'm
Now you're casting this as a 4th level spell.
so it's
remember.
4d12.
That's correct.
That sounds
Ooh,
awesome.
That's cool.
And I believe I can maintain it.
You can, yes.
Ooh. You have a lot of dice. Ooh. That's
I rolled
a fun
like-
amount of things.
Yeah, that's kind of poopy.
Yeah.
20 points,
20 lightning damage?
20 lightning damage.
Got it.
And let's see, and on a hit, it takes 20. So on each of your turns for the duration, you can use your action to deal, I assume, another 4d12 or just 1d12?
Just 1d12.
1d12 to the target automatically.
Yeah. Okay,
Great,
great.
so I'm just going to keep trying to,
Yeah,
I'm force bolting it.
yeah, basically you're Emperor Palpatine and you're like, All right. So there is an arc of lightning stretching between Myketh and this troll. And Gimblegrub, you're now up. Now he is zapping the one that's actually behind you. It's looming over you, so you weren't providing it with any cover. But he is basically hitting that one with this constant stream of lightning.
I told you guys this was a bad idea. I have to use my action to lay on hands.
Okay.
So.
All right. You invoke your divine gifts and feel your wounds healing up.
And they're both flanking me. The one behind.
He's getting zapped by electricity, and he's taken a fair amount of damage, but that's about it.
Yeah. I stand my ground.
Okay.
I'm not going to bring him any closer to you guys.
All right, Nell, you're up.
Do I only have an extra attack with the short bow for range?
No,
Or
you
I
have an extra attack.
Okay.
No more. Yeah, if you want to jump down there in melee, what do you use for melee weapons?
A rapier.
Okay. Yeah, that's
I
fine.
think I'm gonna jump down there
Okay.
and just start hacking at the one that's closest to me.
Okay, great. So that will be the one that is effectively in front of
Yeah.
him. So you're going to climb down. It's about 15 feet down and then 15 feet over. But what's your dexterity?
My dexterity is where are you? Oh, 18.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you can actually kind of drop halfway down. tumble
I look
over
really
it.
cool doing it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so you can get over and get behind the scrag that is in front of him and go ahead and
And what
attack.
does it swing into him? 12.
12 is a miss.
Okay.
You can get an extra attack.
17.
17 is a hit.
Okay. D8. So 8 damage.
All right, 8 slashing damage.
Yeah.
Great. All right, the two
Or
of
8
you.
pierce. Oh, 4. 8
Oh, yeah,
plus 4
piercing damage, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It does on this one. However, you guys are standing there, and now the two of you are both close enough, and you see that the scrags begin to heal again.
Oh, the lightning's not.
We need to concentrate our fire. Hit only one of them.
Keep the one that I'm hitting because I can
Okay.
maintain 1d12 to it.
All right.
Oh.
So
Come around
it's
the
their
other one.
turn.
Okay.
You just stabbed at that one, so he's actually going to wheel around and turn around and,
Okay.
and slash at you. I'm going to drop my dice.
Um, You came to the other side of it, so it's like
Yeah.
we're flanking him.
Yeah, it's been there's kind of like a conga line of Nell, Scrag, you, Scrag.
Okay.
We need to
so
get
you're
together.
So we are flanking one. Okay, yeah, we do.
So it is going to attack you. So first it makes its bite attack at you, and that is a 20 to hit.
Yes.
All right, that is 7 piercing damage. It
Okay.
chomps down on you. Now, is your ability is only triggered on a miss? Is that correct? Or is that-
With a miss or hit.
miss or hit. So if you want to use it now, you can.
Why not? Why not now? Sure.
Right?
Okay.
Not now, when?
So I will attack with my rapier.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's how you do it.
26.
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it.
1d8. Which one has 8 on it this time? Aw. 5.
5. Okay.
Yeah.
Did she get her double attack on her?
Oh wait.
No.
Wait. No. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a reaction, so she only gets the
Yeah.
one attack.
Okay.
All right. Lucky for you, however, he rolled a natural 1 on the first claw attack and a 3 for a total of 10 on the other one. So it chomps down on you, but its claws flail at you
Okay.
ineffectively. The one behind you that's being electrocuted right now is going to lay into you. All right. A 15 is a miss, correct?
No, you're looking for a 20.
Okay. I have a 22.
Okay.
That's 11 slashing damage from one of the claws. Just one of the claws. So, I mean, you're managing to avoid 2 of these attacks. Sort of like he lays into you, and now that the other one's distracted, you can actually kind of turn and devote your full attention to this troll.
Mhm.
So, like, it bites down, and you have a shield, right? So it, like, bites down at you, and you sort of jam your shield up in its mouth, and then it's sort of scrabbling at the shield with one hand, but it manages to bring the other one in around the side and get past your defenses. And now, Micah, it is your turn. If you want, you can just maintain.
Maintaining?
All right.
Can I also, or first I'm maintaining.
Okay.
3.
All right, 3 more lightning damage.
And then I kind of want to look around a little bit and see if anything else is kind of perhaps noticing us.
Sure. Why don't you go ahead and give me a wisdom perception check?
Oh, it's gonna be pretty good. Looks like a 20.
You don't see anything right now, but you guys are making a lot of noise. And you can definitely tell that it echoes throughout this chamber.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my Keth. Gimmelgrub.
I'll just use my movement to run around on top of the platform.
So wait, it's only once per round, the giant killer thing? Where does it, okay.
Yeah, it's because it's your reaction, and
I got
reaction
it.
is only
Okay,
once per round.
Okay.
Oh. I forgot to do concentration checks for my spell, but I definitely would have been.
What spell do you have?
I have Ensnaring Strike,
Oh, right.
but I've taken plenty of damage. I would have failed by now.
Well, you can go ahead and make him expose factor if you want. You haven't discharged it.
10 or half the damage you take, whichever is higher.
You've been
so-
taking 11 with each hit, and you've been hit 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oops. Alright, so make 5 con saves. You've been taking 11 each time.
Yeah, for the first one.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me try, though.
No problem.
Okay. So I turn to the one that has the lightning coursing through him
Alright.
and say, "Aha!" Swing my longsword at him. And I missed. But then I'll do it again. Ha ha! That is a 22.
There you
This
go.
Yeah,
time,
alright.
pay attention.
May I make a recommendation?
Yes.
It might be worth looking into smiting.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just,
we're
I'm,
into it,
you know, I'm
get
just,
it.
I'm a
Slow
friendly
roll.
DM.
I appreciate that.
I don't have the Viking hat on. I'm a friendly DM. I want you to.
All right. So I will expend a second level spell slot for that.
Give that extra 3 days on
Yep.
Spicy.
Yep. That is going to be a 22.
There you
Woo.
go. All right. That was on the one that grabbed you. That's being electrocuted.
Yep.
There you
That's
go.
the guy.
That's much better. You're done good, kid.
Thanks.
Okay, so you got your shield jammed up in its mouth, and it's kind of still clawing and scrabbling at you. Your first attack is thrown off by you kind of thrown off balance by its massive weight down on you. But then you drive your sword up into it and channel divine energy. And you see there are sort of sparks of radiant light that fly off of your sword, and it howls in pain as you deal it a grievous wound. It looks pretty badly hurt like that, by that. It's not staggering by any means, but it looks like it's taken a few serious hits. Okay, that was Gimbal Grub. Nell, you're now up.
Okay, so, and that's the one that's farther away from me?
Yes, that's correct. However, because you're down here and engaged
Yeah.
now, you can actually kind of rotate around so that you're
Okay.
next to him, and then you would be between both of the trolls.
Come on,
Also, I'm
back to back
pretty sure
fighting
because
hostile.
I'm small, I can, like, the
Yeah.
halfling, I can, like...
Yeah, these
I
guys
can
are large, so
provoke
you
an
can.
attack of opportunity.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
not just move around to the other
So
side.
I'll move around and get close to the...
Okay, great.
The troll that you're fighting and try and slash at it with my rapier.
Absolutely, go ahead.
That's a 16.
16 is a hit.
Okay. And 5.
All right.
And then again with the rapier, natural 20.
Oh, that's good. Roll
So-
2 dice.
Okay. 4 and 8, so 12 plus 4 is 16.
Very nice.
All right.
If he gets a little grabby, you've got +2 to your saving throw.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Great.
Could happen. We look tasty apparently.
All right, so you rotate around, and it basically is surprised to see you dashing out from under its companion's legs. A couple of quick jabs, and you manage to you open up a couple of wounds. And in fact, one of them, you look like you kind of drive into its thigh a
Yeah.
little bit, and you see there's a pretty big spurt of blood.
Ooh.
It's actually starting to
I see.
waver a little bit.
I see.
However, you see again some of its wounds begin to close.
Did anyone bring any fire?
All right,
Hang on.
so
Does
Take
electricity
a
not-
whole action.
it is not
not
lightning.
that-
Lightning is not doing it.
Oh.
Lightning is not doing
It should be cooking him though.
it. You know that fire damage obviously stops your regeneration. You also know that acid damage stops your
Oh,
regeneration.
acid. Do you have any acid?
All right. So one of them, the one that's been attacking you, is going to continue to chow down. It's
Yeah,
trying to
that's
wrench your
control.
shield away.
Not gonna happen.
So I got a 21.
Okay, that hits.
All right. So it kind of like wrenches your shield away and then bites down your arm for 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
A 19 is a miss, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a 9 is a miss. So, like even though it like bites down your arm, it kind of shakes you like a dog shaking a toy, but it doesn't manage to
These guys
grab
are
your
some
arm.
tough-
All right, the other one that you start dashing on its legs, it's still going to try and chow down on
I'm
you.
gonna give one of its attacks disadvantage.
Okay, then I'll do these in order. Do you want to do the first one?
The first one.
Okay. Great. All right. So the first attack, he like snaps at you, but your companion here sort of jabs him in the belly with the shield. You hear goes kind of whoo, as he strikes you, or as he strikes at you and misses with its bite attack. One of its claws misses. However, I have a 24 on its other claw.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. That's going to be 11 slashing damage.
Okay.
All right. The scrags are done. Now it's Micah.
Keep hitting it.
I'll maintain
Okay. Great.
3 points.
Okay. Got it. Okay, and anything else?
I dance around through my move actions. Of course, I keep listening to see if anything else is
Right.
coming in.
Right,
So.
right now, nothing. Okay, and Gimblegrub, you're now up.
Okay.
Just chowed down on your arm and shook you like a little rag doll.
I
How
will.
are you on
Tiny
your
gnomey rag doll.
He is
I've got 25 left.
He's doing all right.
I'm doing okay.
He laid his divine hands upon his wounds and they were healing.
And now I'm going to lay my sword into him. One of them will hit.
Okay.
I will spend a first level spell
All right.
to do 2d8. 14 slashing damage.
All right. Got it. All right, so you carve into him, and you can see that you basically reopened the wounds that Nell did earlier, but it's still sort of staggered, but not down for the count. Nell.
Okay. Would I waste an entire action setting an arrow on fire?
You don't really have a fire source right now.
Oh yeah, because I guess because he threw the.
Yeah, he hugged the
If
torch away.
how far away is the torch?
You want to run over there, basically?
If I can.
Do you have a flask of oil?
We
Super
could.
tradition.
If I could run over there in my move action, dip
So-
an arrow in the fire.
So here's what I'll say.
Okay.
If you want to run over there, you're going to provoke opportunity attacks from both of these guys. They're both going to hack at you, right? But you've got the torch on the ground over there, and you have Giant as your favorite enemy, so it's not that unreasonable to think that you might have a few arrows in your quiver that are wrapped and ready for fire. So if you provoke the opportunity attacks, I will say that yeah, you can run over there, and the arrows you fire this round, you could light them in the torch.
I'm seeing this epic
I'm
slide.
gonna
to
do
light
it. I'm
the
gonna
burning
slide,
fire.
and I'm all like small and dexterous.
You are. So let's see if that pays off. So they lash out at you. You basically
Okay.
turn and you're going to book it over there. Because you're having to run over there, you're probably going to have to drop your rapier either
Yeah.
next to you or all the way or whatever.
Can I give the first attack disadvantage? Is she still within 5 feet?
Let's see here. That was on their turns that they did it. You've had a turn since then, so you absolutely can. Yeah.
Okay.
I will protect her as she attempts to run.
All right. So the one that is being shot with lightning that you've jabbed a couple times and smited, he like tries to grab at her, but you bang his arm with your shield, and 11 is going to miss you.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that claw attack whips. The other one, however, is not. You're not able to protect her from that one, and so it's going to attack. But a natural 2 is going to miss as well. So
All
you
right.
feel the air off these claws as you dash by. But you run over, you drop your rapier on the ground, drawing your bow.
Yeah.
Okay, and as you sort of pull the arrows out of your quiver, you sweep them through the fire.
It's just really graceful
Yeah.
and badass. It looks really.
I mean, you have an
I'm very
18
impressed.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
let's make sure
yeah.
everyone knows.
Yeah, I have an
It looks
18.
really badass. Okay, we're all on the same
So
page
we're all
here.
imagining this.
Yeah, that's right, okay.
Okay.
I'm imagining badass.
All right.
Okay, so you sweep the arrows through the fire and
Okay.
take your shots.
Crit fail persona?
Oh, sad times.
Yeah. Oh wait, sorry, I can reroll.
You can roll a 1,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
right.
So that's a 19.
The 19 is a hit.
All right, and
So what we're going to do is basically say that instead of dealing piercing damage here,
Okay.
you're going to deal fire damage.
okay. 5.
5 fire damage?
You
Alright.
need to say fire.
Fire.
Okay,
Fire
so,
roll.
going to make your next attack.
It was a 1, but I'm gonna reroll
You
that.
only get to do
Oh,
that
darn
once
it.
per roll.
It was a
So-
1.
So once per roll, so you'll get to do it again.
Okay, cool. So that is a 16.
16 is also a hit.
Okay. And that is 10.
10 fire damage. Very nice.
Can I just say, Oh, badass.
That was.
All right, so she
And
goes
that's to
dashing
the
away.
weakest one. The one that's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So she goes dashing away. Claws whiff above her. You bang one out of the way. She kind of slides on the ice. It's really badass. You whip the arrows out. The first one streaks, and you guys basically see like tracers shooting through the air. It streaks out and strikes the troll in the chest, and it buries itself in its chest. And you see like there's like a flame there. It lets out a roar, and then the second one is just kind of going. "Argh!" The second one just goes right in its throat. You just see fire go. And it staggers back, and collapses to the ground. And you see the fire is starting to spread across its flesh.
Oh,
Now,
cool.
was that the lightning bolt one?
That was the lightning
Yes.
bolt, yes.
Okay.
All right, so your witch bolt is no longer being maintained. That was Nell.
I like killing big things.
Yeah.
All right, so
I like the way you kill
you
things.
struck down the troll. You, however, are now you can turn your attention finally to this other one.
Mhm.
It's looming above you, and you can see it is fully healed. It has taken 0 damage.
Unfortunately, I don't have the same benefits.
Its wounds are completely healed by its regeneration, and it lays into you. So I'm looking for 20, right?
Yep.
So it's right in first claw miss, but I got a 26 on the next one for 11.
Yeah, you did.
All right, so you're doing everything you can to fight this one off. You smack one of its claws away with your sword, but it manages to get past. You can actually, you sort of feel that there are rents in your armor now from where it's hitting you.
Mhm.
This thing is strong. This thing is like, it's stronger than you, and that's saying something, because you're at 17 strength now. All right, and so now it is my death. Allow us with your dark magics, Warlock.
Alright, so I'll shift over back to Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Don't wanna drop another saucy
Yeah.
damage spell?
That seemed pretty effective.
Yeah, that was a good turn.
Oh, you don't have to use Witch Bolt again, but
That's the best one I have because my other ones, I think, tend to affect.
Okay,
you got anything that does fire damage?
Well, if I want to walk down and let it hit me, I can do Hellish
Hellish
Rebuke.
Rebuke? Yeah, that's
That seems like it might be a little risky. But
yeah,
no, I
you
don't
are
have-
risk averse, as we have learned.
Come on, there's 3 of us and 1 of them, and we need fire.
Yeah, I imagine.
Giants hate fire. I
You're sort of
know.
like shouting that, hey, trolls hate fire.
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
My armor
Uh,
hates this guy.
And the lightning wasn't too awful, but like, seriously, jump down, hit it with fire.
I don't have fire.
But,
The Hellish Rebuke works if it hits me.
oh,
I can have
see.
a reaction
Okay,
to
okay,
cause
got
fire
it, got
damage.
it,
I
got
don't
it.
think I want to be a
No.
fire pinata,
Well,
and I can only do that once.
How many hit points do you have?
Hey,
24.
Sean, can you change the subtitle under his name to Fire Pinata?
Got it.
24 hit points?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're.
I feel like
That's what I'm
you
at right now.
you
Why
should
are you
not
so
you
weak?
should not be a Fire Pinata.
I
Yes.
do not
Why are
that.
you
I feel like you maybe chose the
Because I'm a
wrong
warlock.
profession.
Yeah.
Warlocks have D8 hit dice.
You know we're level 7, right?
I had 38 total, but I took
Oh,
damage
he took
from
some damage.
falling.
Oh, that's right, you
Oh, I
fell.
see. And you didn't want to be healed.
Right? Remember that?
Because you need it more than me.
Well, we could've-
man, now I
could've
do.
healed.
Yeah, let's not bicker and
Anyway,
argue about who needs to heal who. Okay.
Eldritch
Right.
Blast.
All right.
That will likely miss at a 10.
That is a miss, yes.
Second Eldritch Blast. Slightly
There
better.
you go.
21.
All right, that's it.
6 points of damage, and he's knocked back 10 feet.
Do you want to choose not to, or do you want him to, or do you want to knock him away
I
from
assume we
him?
made him knocked away. I
I
assume you'd want
Your
him
call.
knocked away. I'll
I-
knock him away to give him a chance to get away if he wants to.
Cool. All right. So I have a question. What are your known spells? Just give us a rundown.
So, I have Charmed Person, Hellish Rebuke,
Yep, sounds good.
Arms of Hadar, which is everybody that's in the area takes.
Uh-huh.
And actually, it's on me. It's a
Yeah,
range
yeah,
itself.
Yeah, yeah,
And Witch Bolt,
yeah.
Hold Person,
Okay.
Invisibility,
Yeah,
Hunger of Hadar,
yeah.
Gaseous Form,
Uh-huh.
Dimension Door,
Okay.
and Polymorph.
Okay.
You're one of
Or
those
Sculptor
warlocks.
Flesh. So I'm good at getting out of situations.
No, yeah, you
I
are.
feel like
You
you
have
built
this
the character.
I just wanted to know. I was just curious. Okay, so Gimmelgrub, you have just seen this troll get blasted away by a bolt of eldritch energy.
What's the plan? What's the plan? I'm gonna.
I can stand here all day blasting it.
All right. he is up on the shelf.
Yes.
You are over next to the torch, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to cast Cure Wounds on myself as a second level spell because holy heck, I need that. Okay, maybe that's enough to stay up. Okay, and then I will run over to you and stand in front of you with my shield to
Okay,
guard and
cool.
lure him over towards me.
Sweet.
How far away is the torch and then from me?
The torch and her, and well, I guess you know you're over
Yeah.
there as well. It's down 15 feet and kind of 20 feet to the west over.
So it's a lot closer than I
It's
thought.
it's like
They're not 60 feet away. They're
no,
like
it's like 30.
20,
It's like 30 feet away.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
So they're very close. Yeah.
So I'm gonna, as I'm running over there, I'm gonna smack my sword on my shield and say, "Come on, buddy, free dinner!"
Okay, you're trying to distract her.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I'm trying to keep his attention on me.
Sounds good. All right, that was Gilgrub and Nell.
I'm running
And I
out of
will
room. It's-
swipe 2 more arrows in the flames.
All right, so let's see here. Realistically, how many arrows do you have?
So far
I've
that
only
are
shot
prepped for
4.
this? Okay.
So I believe.
But you've only shot 2 of your fire.
I've
prep
only shot
arrows.
2 fire arrows. I think I have 20 in my quiver, so yeah, realistically.
So let's see here. I'm gonna roll a d6,
Okay.
and that's gonna tell me how many of the pre-prepped arrows you've got. All right, well that's good. You had 6.
Okay.
Well done. Way to be prepared.
Yeah. Alright, so I used 2 already, so I'm going to use 2 more.
Sounds good.
I'm going
Take your
to.
shots.
Alright, and that's going to hit, sorry, it's an 18 plus 9.
Yep.
So, and then a d6. So that's 6 flaming damage.
Okay.
And then this is probably not going to hit at 11.
11 is in fact a miss.
Alright.
All right, so one of your arrows streaks off into the darkness, and the other one strikes the troll. And you can see that where it hits, the flames begin to slowly spread across its skin. It does not heal this turn because you have managed to deal.
Yeah, because they don't.
heal-
I think they don't heal at all if they're damaged by fire.
That's correct.
Good to know.
So-
Also, bring more fire next time.
We're
I
not
pay attention
always
to
going to
the
be.
arrow that
Yeah.
streaks
Cool.
off.
Okay.
Do I see anything as the flames kind of
Does
continue
it stay
down?
lit?
No, you're firing. Yeah, like it stays lit through the air, and then it hits, and you can see that it's sort of petering
should've
out
done
over on
this
the
earlier.
dicey floor. Okay, and so now Micah. Oh no, sorry. Now it's the Scrag. You were trying to taunt it and get it to charge you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you give me a charisma intimidate check?
Super pumped.
15.
All right, it lumbers towards you, and it looks furious. It says in Giant, which only you understand at this point, it says, "You killed my brother. I will eat you in vengeance." All right, so that 3 is going to miss, and that 17 is going to miss, and the 20 is going to hit. All right, so that is 7 piercing damage as it bites down on you. So it comes like lumbering over to you, and it swats and it swats. And you're kind of still trying to distract it. But basically, it comes in like it's going to headbutt you, but like bites down on your shoulders. Like, ah!
Ah!
No, sorry. Try again, Micah.
Now you can
Alright.
do some damage.
Hit it again. With
Touch
Touch
blast, okay.
Looks like same as last time. I assume an 11 does not
It
hit.
does not hit, that's correct.
Followed. Oh god.
Oh no.
I retire that one.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that.
I will
It's rather loud.
again look around and
Yeah.
listen to see
What's
if
going
I-
on, everyone?
anything
Go ahead and give me another wizard perception check.
I can't roll above single digits on D20.
You have multiple d20s. You need
Yeah,
to
you
I've
have
been
so
going,
many of
I'm
them.
going through them, and they all roll 3s or 4s. That's
Apparently,
all I'm getting.
that D20 also has
All
the
of the
plague
risks.
that we killed.
And
it.
I've checked. They have other numbers on them
Take a
besides
hammer
single
to
digits.
it.
I'm not accidentally rolling a D10.
I heard there was a closet somewhere in the building that's for the bad dice.
Yeah.
You melt it all down.
That's nice.
Or was it a
Make
wisdom?
new dice.
It's where we
Wisdom
make chairs.
Okay.
Oh, the dice shaming.
All right, so a couple of Eldritch Blasts streak out from the top of the pillar, but the Scrag appears to be ignoring them as they strike his thick flesh. Gilgrub.
I will attack it with my longsword again. That is a 19 and a 21.
Both of hits.
Nice.
Mhm.
On the I'll do the first one first. 8, and on the second one I'm going to use Divine Smite.
Yeah, you can smite on both if you want.
Well, that would work well if I had. Oh, I do have 2 spell slots left. Oh, that's 2. All right, I will Divine Smite on both.
Okay.
All right, hang on. 18 for the first one.
That's total, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, it's gonna be good. 17 on the second one.
Okay. Great.
Are you like a glass blower?
I am.
All right, so you strike this troll a couple of times. Your sword
Only a
flashing, sword flashing with radiant light, and when you're done hacking into it, you can see it has these massive rents down across its chest, where your sword not only cut into it, but also seemed to burn into it with radiant energy. Nell.
Is he still on fire?
The flames have sort of started to flicker and die.
Back up fire
Okay.
again. Back up fire again.
Yeah,
I'll
so
hold it.
I'm just gonna use the last. I'm gonna dip one in fire and
Yeah.
see if it hits.
All right, so you are firing while in melee, so you're actually going to have disadvantage on this
Oh,
attack.
If
Okay.
can she back up 5 feet and
There's no 5-foot step or anything like that, but
Okay.
you could provoke.
Uh,
You could take a swat at you.
I don't want to do that. What's my disadvantage?
You'd roll 2 dice and take the lowest.
Okay. I'll do it. I'll just take disadvantage
Okay.
for.
A bold move.
Alright, yeah. So 8 and 12, so 8, so 17.
That's a hit.
Okay. There we go. So 6 flaming damage,
Okay.
and then I'm going to use one of my regular arrows.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Nice.
Good idea.
we spread out?
16 and 14.
So
So
another
that's
hit.
gonna hit, and that's gonna do 10.
10. Okay. Great. Fantastic.
Woo.
All right.
Well done.
All right. The scrag continues. You have taunted it and have smited it, and you actually did a ton of damage to it.
Yeah, I did.
So it's going to try and take you out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's lays into you. Oh my god! I wish I could show the cameras over here. So I just rolled 3 dice simultaneously. What were the numbers on those dice? 1, 1, 1.
Oh wow!
It smiles upon you, Chris Dupuis, as it stumbles. I guess what really happened is you wounded it so grievously that it was just disoriented by the damage it took, and it was like, that's the noise it makes, by the way. All right, you see also as a result of the fire damage she dealt, it does not heal. Micah.
Go, go, go! You can do
Try
it.
again.
Is this a different die?
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
different die.
Alright.
Still
Wow.
single digits. So 13. 13.
Now we're gonna have a conversation about dice luck. after
It's
this
been
game.
like 3, 4, 3, 6,
All right.
6.
So, while your warlock provides an amazing laser light show, Jimbo Grub, it's now your turn. It looks pretty badly hurt, not quite on its last legs, but it was definitely disoriented by your last attack.
It's time to save. 1 hit. 10 damage.
All right.
Or maybe good night soon.
All right.
Not
So
that
your first attack, you slash into it, and you see that its blood begins to sort of ooze out slowly. Your second attack, however, it sort of snaps back to awareness, and as you're bringing your arm around for the second attack, it just sort of grabs your arm and thrusts it away. Nell.
Okay. With the fire arrow.
No.
What?
Step back.
Oh,
Step
I
back,
can
I'll
step
protect
back.
Well,
Okay.
it's going to get an attack against you, but he can protect you.
Okay, I'll do a.
All
I'll
right.
step back.
All right. So you're going to move away.
I'll use my reaction to protect her.
All right. So you light the arrow. You move
Okay.
away.
You only got 1 arrow left.
Yeah, I only have 1 fire arrow.
I rolled, the dice are not with you. I rolled a 16 and a 19, so the lowest is a 23. That it is 11 slashing damage.
Okay.
I didn't know it had a hole in the shield.
Okay. I will.
All right. So take your fire shot.
Yeah. That's gonna hit.
Okay.
20 whatever for.
Okay.
And that's 9 fire damage.
All right.
Those are just dice out of
It
the dice
staggers
bucket.
as the arrow strikes it, and you basically sort of catch it right in the middle of the gut, and you see the flames start to spread out from it. And it kind of goes,
You die.
but it's still up.
Okay, one more arrow. Right? Yeah. Not fire. That's gonna hit.
All right.
That's gonna do 6 damage.
All right. It staggers, it reels, and then your next arrow takes it right in the head,
Oh yeah.
collapses backwards.
Nell's so happy having killed 2 giants.
Nice,
That's her
that's
thing.
right.
She's killed 1 giant once before by accident. So this one totally adds actual credibility to her.
You're like, yes, I am a giant
Yes,
slayer. Thank
I've
you.
killed
Thank
3.
you.
How many giants have you killed today?
For realsies now.
Yeah. All right, so
Not just delusions of
you have
grandeur.
slain these 2 scrags, and they are. Sorry, I should have provided a little bit of context because you're a giant slayer. You would know this. Scrags are aquatic trolls.
Okay.
They swim and can breathe
They
underwater.
smell so bad.
Ooh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, so you've slain these 2 trolls, and for the moment there is quiet echoing, or like the faint echoes of your battle have sort of extended outward,
Time to go.
and things are somewhat quiet.
Go,
All right, let's go up.
Do we want to go up?
Yes.
Up, 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 up,
Yes.
up, up, up.
Alright.
All right.
Do we have to make checks climbing the rope?
So you're getting 18 strength. You're fine. What's your strength?
I can pull up the rope.
See, that's what I was gonna say,
Yeah.
if we have to make
I'm
checks.
13
Your
strength.
strength. Okay, no
Okay.
problem.
They'll go
All right. So
before.
these 2 have no difficulty climbing up the rope.
Well, I'll do what we did before, right? Like, I'll let them go up and then they can pull me up.
pull you up.
that sounds
Okay.
great.
And that way I'll lay a covering
Okay.
fire of random
Right.
eldritch blasts in different directions.
So first question, actually, Nell, the torch that you've been lighting your arrows
Yeah.
off of, it's on the ground.
Yeah.
Are you picking it up and taking it with you, or are you leaving it where it is?
I think I'm picking it up and taking it with me.
Okay, great.
And if I
Are you extinguishing it when you get up to the rope?
I feel
yeah.
like tying it to you is probably a bad idea.
Yeah, I think
On fire.
I'm gonna extinguish it and keep it with me. I'm not gonna leave it as evidence.
Is anyone else's
Other than the
blood
dead
on
trolls.
fire? That's weird.
Yeah, I'm just gonna extinguish it.
Just
It's
burn
gonna
the
be
rope.
dark, but I feel like it doesn't take too much sight to climb up a rope.
Right.
Ooh.
High dexterity.
All right. So you're climbing, and you guys and you're waiting on them to get up to the top. You tie the rope around yourself and prepare, and they're going to pull you back up.
Let's go.
And I'm looking around, I'm trying to see if anything else is coming, because I'm kind of curious to see if the dragon shows
That's the
up.
end of my cat.
Uh-oh.
All right.
I just like
I know this tone. This
I
isn't
know,
good for
this
you.
is not a good
No.
tone.
You,
When the DM gets excited, it's.
I'm not excited. I'm
It's like,
excited.
oh, are you sure? Is that your final answer?
Are you sure you
Okay.
really want to do that?
All right.
I'm interested in knowledge. A chance to talk to the dragon could be quite enlightening.
From inside its belly.
Talking to those
Well,
trolls
parlay,
is not
right?
good.
Right?
All right. So you're waiting down at the bottom.
On the pillar.
On the pillar. Yep.
Let's clear this up.
Yes.
I'm 15 feet up in the
These
air.
guys are mostly most of the way up, and you can tell they're going to be born within a few seconds. But there is a thunderous roar that echoes throughout the cavern. You guys hear it echo up through the shaft that you're climbing up. You, however, it's like an alarm going off, just like right next to you. It just thunders over you. You can feel the noise in your chest. Why don't you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
15.
Okay.
Double digits.
All right. You feel this thunderous roar as it washes over you, and for a moment you are afraid that your courage might flee you. But fortunately, you manage to swallow the lump in your throat and bolster yourself. And at that point, you guys are up at the top. And you're like, okay, pulling you up super fast. You are pulled up, and again, you have that like last second of visibility here, where as it's pulling up, you basically see you're being pulled up. You see something huge moving out of the darkness, and as you're going up through the shaft that you guys came down, as you're heading up through there. Something massive, white and scaly, smashes through the pillar that you guys were just standing on, and it just like icy flinders go everywhere. Huge chunks of debris go off in the distance, and if you had been standing there, it would have just demolished you. This thing just flies under you, and you actually bang up against the side of the shaft as the wind from its passage yanks on the rope. I actually want both of you guys, one of you needs to make a strength saving throw, but I'm going to let you do it with advantage because you're both pulling it up together.
Okay.
He should probably.
Yeah, you're stronger.
Oh boy.
3.
No. That is an 11. Does my aura of protection work for +2 for saving throws for me and allies within 10 feet?
Sure.
Okay, so then 13.
Okay. All right. So the rope in your hands, it jerks and it actually yanks right out of Nell's hands, and you almost lose your grip on it as well. But fortunately, somebody up there in the outer planes is watching out for you, because like it starts to slip, and you're like, no, I'm not gonna let go, and you clamp down and manage to hang on to it. You're almost yanked off your feet by this, but then you start like, okay, let's go, and pulling it up, and you manage to get pulled up into the shaft. You speak Draconic? Okay.
I do too.
Oh wait, I do too.
See, it's like
Yeah,
we're
everyone
built
does.
for this
We're all.
adventure. It's all these rumors of dragon things happening.
Tyranny of Dragons.
Tyranny of Jones. Oh, we took the wrong.
All right,
Oh, I
so
also have
the
I know you do.
you are being pulled up to the top. From down below, you hear a massive thump sound, and this voice booms up through the hole in the floor. In Draconic, it says, "Come back down so I can eat you."
I'm gonna drop something.
Yeah, involuntary. I understand.
Yeah. What
There's no judgment.
Am I up or am I still?
You've been pulled up over the edge.
Is there something like a piece of ice or something nearby I could grab and
You
just?
could like hack off like the edge of
Why?
the
Because I think its head's right there.
Yeah, like a piece of ice is gonna.
Oh, no,
Its head is
No,
not gonna.
no.
do it.
Is
Yeah, its head is
she
enraged.
are you male or female?
female.
Okay, as she goes to grab stuff from the ice, I just grab her and we're running away. We're getting
Yeah,
away
we're
from the hole. Because
going
she could
south,
just bust
right?
right up
South?
through. Yeah, we're going
She's,
south. Yeah,
she
we're going south.
absolutely busted that hole.
Yeah, we're just running south.
Crazy dragon. Crazy big strong
But I'm like,
dragon.
but we
And an
have the
icicle?
dragon.
Also,
Like an icicle?
also, as we're running away, I cut the rope because you tied yourself to it.
Yeah.
It's like this, you got this bungee cord moment where you're like halfway out the room, yoink, right back in.
Okay, well that's the end of her.
So you guys book it out the south exit of this room, and not a moment after you guys have made it out, you feel like that room was cold. You feel the temperature drop even more, and there is a blast of icy air that comes out of the shaft. And it sort of fills that room that you guys were just in. You see like ice and frost particles floating in the air. Fortunately, you guys were not in the room at the time, but sure
Pelting the
looks,
dragon's head with icicles.
Taunting.
it sure looks like the sort of faint end of a dragon's breath weapon.
If you said like what, once per day, let's go back?
Your ranger can probably tell you that is not the case.
No. Okay, so we're running south.
Okay.
I would, yeah.
So, you guys head south, and when you emerge from this chamber, you actually find that you're in a gently curving corridor. You kind of come like into a T intersection, and the corridor in front of you actually curves around, like the hallway is going to go back around behind you.
Okay.
Maybe we reach the edge
Yeah.
of the.
Are you sure?
Before I move on, I need to quickly cure my wounds. I don't
You
know.
could punch a
Maybe-
hole
maybe
through
we
here
can
and get
all-
out.
So you've now emerged from this room. This might be a good opportunity for you to consider taking some kind of rest.
Yeah.
You're pretty badly hurt. I know you have basically blown all of your spells.
Yeah.
I know that you've taken a little bit of damage. You've taken some
Yeah.
damage, and you get your spells back on short rest. So, just to give you guys a little bit of context, taking a short rest, it's only an hour, and you can probably, I mean, you think that would be a little bit safer than trying to take a long rest here. You are in a complex that is the lair
Yeah.
of the White Dragon. You also know, just to refresh your memory from last time, that the ice hunters that live up on the top of the plateau are at least on decent terms with Arathator. They told you that he protects them, So it is possible that even if he can't make it up here to get to you guys, he might send some ice hunters down for you eventually. And that'll take time. So, but it is up to you guys to decide what kind of rest you want.
I absolutely need to patch my wounds.
So, yeah,
sounds
short
good.
rest.
I would love a long rest, but I don't think we
No,
can afford that.
that.
So you can do it right here in the hallway if you like, or if you want to continue on before to find a place to rest. That's up to you guys.
I would feel more comfortable actually if we found a place to rest.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
like being
let's
like
go.
right
Let's go a little further then.
It's still a little
Do you
cold.
want to go back that way?
No.
Or this way?
No. Oh.
Because we're at the T, we went
Yeah,
south.
you guys
Let's
are down
see.
here basically, and it's
Yeah.
going to
Let's stick on the
that
westerly.
way.
Actually, the westerly side is what got us in trouble.
Go
Let's
east.
go
Let's
east.
go east.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go
so
east.
going
or
that
go
way.
Yeah, we're going
Okay.
back.
Sounds
We're
good.
west.
All right. So this curves around for actually quite a ways. It goes about 100 feet that it curves around, and it eventually it continues on. But you come to an opening in the right-hand side of the corridor, and you can see that around that opening it opens up into a much larger chamber. It is actually, let's see here.
Do we have a sense how often this corridor is traveled? So, for example, like when we were on the platform, it was very frosty. Like clearly, not much goes. there.
Yeah. Why don't you give me a wisdom survival check?
All right. Let's see here. 20. Not natural.
Okay. Yeah. You can definitely tell that. It looks like there are some faint signs of passage. Maybe a few people a week come down here, but it doesn't look like they're constantly
Okay.
living down
Yeah.
here. The room that you descended down into, where the sleeping ice hunter was, that looked more heavily
Yeah.
trafficked.
There's a dude laying there.
Yeah. All right. So the opening in the right-hand wall leads to a sort of large, vaguely oval-shaped chamber, and actually the entire chamber is full of fog. It's not super thick fog, but you can see that the fog is thick enough that it obscures the far wall.
Is torch lit or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Torches.
Yeah, once
Yeah,
we
I'm
got
assuming
out
when you're
of
up
the
here,
room.
you got
Okay.
the torch going.
We're not going to cripple the halfling like that.
Buy dark vision.
So.
You get goggles.
So what you see when you walk in is basically it's a fog shrouded room. You can't see the far wall, but it's not super thick. It's enough that your torchlight is sort of bouncing off the fog. And you see that there are like big, dark shapes standing stock still throughout this chamber. When you get in a little bit closer, you actually realize that these are creatures that have been frozen solid in ice. You get up and see, like when you start getting up close to them, you can see that there are two huge creatures. They're sort of vaguely serpentine. They have big flared hoods, these long fangs. They look absolutely vicious. They are literally huge. You can see that there are about half a dozen yetis that have been frozen and just sort of arrayed in a vague circular shape here as well. Hanging from the ceiling, looks like it's been frozen into the ceiling, is a giant squid whose tentacles sort of stretch across the entire ceiling. So you're kind of walking up underneath it, but it is frozen solid and attached to the ceiling above.
Weird collection.
Yeah,
or
this
something, yeah.
feels like a temple sort of setup. This is
Or is it a
weirdly set.
larder?
You
Frozen to then
can
eat
also see as you sort of move deeper into this room that near the back edge you sort of start seeing this huge shape, and like at first you're like, well, what the hell is that? And you get closer and you see it is a complete longship, like one of the longships that the captain brought you guys up here on.
Yeah.
It is complete. It is not frozen, but it is fully intact.
Oh wow.
Let's check it out.
Yeah.
You hide
Yeah.
in there for the rest.
Do we know about any markings that were on the ship we were looking for?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't.
Okay.
These ships are not terribly well decorated, so
Okay.
there's nothing you can really.
Now they've got all this in here.
That seems like as good a place as any to kind of
Yeah,
hide
let's
and
check it
rest.
out.
You should
Hide.
hide in the
Okay.
boat. There might even be provisions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do any of you have any kind of sailing in your background?
Not at all.
No, I was too busy working with
I
class.
hate
No problem.
the ocean.
All right, so you guys clamber up onto the ship. Again, it's a long ship, so it's not too difficult to do so. And when you get inside, you can see that everything is just sort of painstakingly set in its place. Like the oars are actually in their spots where they're supposed to be. Everything looks perfect. The one thing that stands out as out of the ordinary is that sitting right dead center in the middle of the deck is a treasure chest. It is a large iron-banded chest. The lid is thrown open, and you can see that it is absolutely filled to overflowing with coins, jewels, gems, and other valuable items.
It's a mimic.
Don't touch it. I learned one thing, don't touch things. It's too good to be true.
What's your intelligence?
My intelligence is 14.
Give me an intelligence check.
14.
Okay. Just looking at this, like, you would estimate there's probably close to 1,500 gold here. I mean, it's in various different coins, like platinum and electrum, but...
Look at you, greedy eyes.
I
We're
know.
here. That money is not worth anything if we can't get out of here. And I need. You see all
No,
the
we're
blood
taking
on
our
this
rest
armor.
first. Taking a rest.
Used to be silver.
All right,
This is
so you guys are
It's
going
not
to use the
rusted.
long. You're going to use the long ship for shelter,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to take a short rest.
Yeah.
If we, how does the path look like we? If we looked into this room, does it look like there's tracks? Did we?
Well, she looked to see how often people are coming through here, and it's not very often.
So, honestly, if we hid in the ship, we could perhaps take a long rest and rest up. I need to. If we're
The
going to
difficulty is that if Arapator tells the ice hunters that you guys are in here, they might come down to the surface.
Yeah, and it's like pretty easy to find us. Like,
Now, you can risk it.
Mm.
I absolutely don't want to deter you from that, but
what is the advantages of short rest versus long rest?
The short rest, we can get hit points back.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good. We can spend our hit dice. But the
your
long
dice,
rest, we can
he'll
get
get
our-
his spells back, or she will get her spells back. For you, not really much
Yeah.
other than hit points, but I mean that's hit points that you don't have to spend spells to heal.
Yeah.
I am currently a long sword wielding fighter. I can do nothing else.
Yeah.
Our party is crippled if we don't take a long rest.
Is there cover on that?
Yeah,
Is the
like
long
you
ship
go-
like? Is
Yeah,
there
I mean,
like
like, there's a
below
couple of
decks?
There's not too deep of below decks. Most of these long ships are pretty shallow drafted, but it's low up. Basically, it's like a small cargo area down below.
Like we could hide in there.
Yeah, it's cramped, but you could hide.
Yeah, but they're
let's-
little folk and.
Yeah,
Let's-
yeah.
let's
Actually, for
do
those
it.
two, it wouldn't be that bad. For
Let's
you,
try
it'd
and
be
hide
pretty
under there and take as short of a long rest as we can.
So if you start a long rest and are interrupted, does it still count as a short rest?
Basically, what I'll do is I'll let you say, like, you take the hour, and then if you want to continue trying to rest
Okay.
further than that, you can go all the way
Okay.
for a long rest.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, because if he's that battered, we need him.
Yeah. So,
All right.
Plus, maybe they'll think we left if they can't find us.
So the first hour passes uneventfully. So you guys will be able to complete a short rest. You
Okay.
can go ahead and spend hit dice.
okay.
You gain hit points back from that. You'll get your spell back from taking that.
How does spending hit dice work? Do I roll or do I get a fixed number?
You roll, and then each die you roll, you add your con mod to. So if you spend 5 hit dice, you're rolling 5d8, and then
Oh,
your
okay.
con mod times 5. But you can spend them one at a time, so you
Yeah,
don't have to
spend
spend them all at once. All right, so let me know when you guys are done spending hit dice.
Let's see, so I'll do. So I'm at full, I spent 3.
I spend 5. Land hints doesn't reset on short rest.
It is not. It's on long rest. Nell, are you want to heal up?
I'm just doing, this
No.
math is difficult.
Math is hard.
4. Okay.
All right.
I used 4 hit dice and I'm really healed.
Chris, do me a favor, roll a d10, please.
I don't like having this kind of power.
Your responsibility.
6.
6 fighters burst in on
All
us.
right. 6 adult white dragons. No. Okay, so the first hour passes uneventfully. You manage to bandage up your wounds, and you guys start resting. What is? I assume that you guys are going to post a watch and basically allow each of them to sleep during this long rest. Go ahead and tell me what kind of order you guys are taking for this watch.
Why don't I take first watch?
Are you sure? Well, because like I'm the person who has like the least amount.
He's
of...
basically back at full resources
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
I'm
Oh,
full.
okay. You're full. Okay, because I pretty much am as well. So.
All right.
I'll go first.
Okay. And you can wake me once your watch is done. I'll take second check.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take
And
third
you
then.
can go through. Okay. All right.
Do I have a
So
good space to spy or look out, without being like walking around on the deck?
yeah, you can basically
Right.
sit. You can hunker down in the stairwell and look out.
Okay.
It's a short stairwell down to the cargo
Yeah.
area. Okay. So you are your watch passes uneventfully. Gimmelgrove.
Mm-hmm.
On your watch,
Mhm.
you're sort of sitting there, and it's been quiet for several hours now. It's about 4 hours into your rest period, and so you guys are your two companions are downstairs or down below asleep. You are sort of peering out from the edge of the ship when you hear noises coming from out in the corridor, and within a few moments you hear them resolve not into grunting as what you thought it was at first, but croaking. You hear this deep several creatures are croaking and moving into the room from the corridor. And that's where we're going to stop because it's time for us to end this live stream. So we'll pause here. We'll pick up in 2 weeks, I believe. Thanks, Internet, for watching. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. And thank you to you three brave, uninjured souls, unafflicted souls for making it to the game today. Sorry, other players, that you couldn't make it. We hope you get better soon.
Thank you for
Yeah.
staying away.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so thanks you guys for playing. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in 2 weeks for more Rise of Tiamat.